Just a quick heads up, this video is not a financial advice. It's created purely for informational and educational purposes to empower you with knowledge and information. Before making any investment moves, it's smart to get proper financial guidance. And guess what? GBOSHE FX don't just share content. He coach, guide, and support you on your journey to smarter investing. Let's delve to the weekly pre-market outlook.
Greetings, prolific traders. Trust we are all doing wonderful. As we have it again, any week presenting new opportunities, new possibilities, and new outcomes. Yeah, so we are doing our weekly analysis for our cash print for the week, right here. And as we always have it, we are always starting with gold. So let's look and see what the chart is telling us for the week. Okay, so this was what we projected last week, expecting this reaction at this zone, then for buy opportunities. But now, if you notice, market has been reacting to this zone and this level. And let's take a look at it. So if you look at this, this is a kind of overall higher time frame supply zone, and this is a liquidity at this point, and this is a sweep right here. And so if market is using this as liquidity, then ultimately I'm seeing something like a double top at this bottom, because I was seeing this from these levels as a break of structure, then this as a demand zone for market to tap in and react and buy. So if this bullish bias will still hold, this is what we'll be expecting. So this trade can still be valid. Then now we can wait for a raid of this liquidity and also maybe a tap into this zone. So this is still valid. But now let's take note of this. When market comes to this point, that's why we use confirmation entry. If market breaks through this point, then like with body break, then it is likely to wait. Yes, it's just likely to wait. And this what might possibly happen. There might be a retest back up, and then it's sell into this zone first, and then ultimately if you want to continue the sales, this will be the last target. So either this or this, but now we are waiting for confirmation, because this looks like a kind of double top. Yeah, it's a kind of double top. And also, you know, this still to some extent look bullish as well, but you know, I think it is changing direction for itself. So let's say it goes. So this is good. Yes, this is good. So the next one we'll be looking at is US 100. US 100 was a massive cash print last week. It was a massive one. Okay, so this was what we projected. If you look, everything is just self-explanatory. We projected this as a kind of confluence zone. This is supply zone, and this as a confluence zone as well. So this was Monday. We're expecting a breakout, but this breakout already happened. Market was here, so we're just expecting a pullback into this zone, and then market consolidating here, and then boom to this point. So let's see how that happens. So this is 1 hour. So what really happened is that market broke, retested again. You see this zone, it held. This supply zone, it held. But now what really happened, there was no change of character from this point. Rather, market continue, you know, this upward movement out to this point. So now what are we expecting for the new week? What are we expecting? If you look at this, I was projecting the market should get to this point, but ultimately you see this sweep of liquidity, these highs, and you see this rejection at this zone, then it is something we need to watch out for. So now we'll mark out this level down, mark out this level. If we get any reaction, any break of structure to the downside from these levels, then ultimately market is changing trend. That is what it means, and this might be the first target. I don't know for the moment if market will be coming down to this point, but I know that this might be a fair enough target. Why? Because of this demand zone at this point. So this will make sense for a sales. But now looking at this at the 1 hour time frame, what can we see again? We can see that okay, this zone is still there untapped. So either market will buy to this zone, to this high, or ultimately break structure to this point. But then if we get a reaction like this, we'll be considering selling at a pullback at any of this point. This point now will be a kind of resistance zone, and then ultimately we'll be looking for sales opportunity on US 100. Yeah. Okay, so the other pair cash print we'll be looking at is EURUSD. So let's see what the EURUSD has for us for the week. Last week it was a wonderful catch. Alright, so you can see EURUSD. What happened? As projected, there was a breakout here. So when you see a breakout, what do you wait for? You wait for a tap into your demand zone. And what happened? Market tapped well. This was 1:5 sharp, hit your TP, and this was where the TP was. Most times it is good for you to just follow the trend. So now if you wanted to adjust this well, then you would have put it at this high, and it makes sense because this was a feasible breakout, a retest, and now you are targeting the high back. This is 1:2. Safe trade, guys. It hit TP, and now what are we expecting for the week? So if you look at this is forming a channel already. I can just adjust this a little. Yes, so at this point this is a kind of resistant trend line. So what do we expect at this point? So let's see what might likely happen. So at this point this is a low. This is 4 hour. So if we get a breakout from this low, it has not really happened. But if we get a breakout from this low, then ultimately we can have this as what as our supply zone. This trade is very sweet. I can see possibility in it. So if this breaks out to some considerable level, and also from this trend line, if we get a pullback like this, then I think it's a good time for us to short it. And you never can tell where this market is likely going to come to. It will even drop up to this point. So but now this point is my zone of interest. Yes, I will not hold it more than this point. So if I'm taking it for a sell here, I say might be somewhere here, and then first TP 1:1.7 or 1.7 or 1.8, and then second TP will be at this level 1:3.3. So this is the trade for this week. EURUSD, mark this is a cash print system. Yeah, this is a cash print system, so mark this trade. It is very it is most likely gonna play out. Yeah, so mark this trade. So the next one is GBPUSD. So you can see our reviews as well. So now we were expecting market to go further. From this point we were expecting market to go further. Market started going further from this zone, and now we were expecting a reaction at this supply zone. So this was the part, the directional part, that okay, when market get to this supply zone, we want to get a reaction, a break of structure, and then retest, and then continuation. But what really happened? Let's look at this. Let's study the system, this trade. Let's study this trade. So at this point I actually did not see any good breakout. So if you look at this, there was no good breakout. This was not a good breakout. You say, okay, maybe it has tapped on this supply zone, and then maybe a sweep, and then break. This was not even a breakout. And you know what? This is our supply zone, good supply zone. So this was when market traded into the supply zone, right? Yeah, so this is invalidated. So now if market gets to this zone, what are we expecting? This come down, a high sweep, and then what, a break of structure, as simple as that. So now this is the channel. If we get a break from this point, then we wait for a pullback. I'm telling you guys, this one can be more it can be more realistic to catch. This one can be the target zone, and then this zone, I think for now is okay like this. So now let's look at this trade in the 1 hour. We took this trade on Friday. At this point we held it to this point, TP. Most people hit TP. Most people held it to this point for the sales. But now I can see that next week, to some extent, if it fails to break this high, then I think it will drop to some extent. But now let me add a counter trend line here. So at any point market breaks this trend line and break this level, they maybe want to continue the buying momentum. But just in case we get a sound, like what I mean, a sound breakout from this level. Now see this level. If we get a sound breakout like this from this level, from this point, Then what are we going to do? We'll just wait for ultimate retest. Boom, and we are picking this market down without any form of hesitation. Yes, so that is one of the laws of probabilities in trading. Where you see your setup, you take it without any form of reservation or hesitation. So this is how the setup looks like. This is the cash print for GBPUSD. Confirmation on only where we get the breakout from this neckline, then a retest, and then boom, we are picking it down. First TP target and second TP target. But now it is also important to know that this is a kind of, I can say it's a swing trade depending on when this confirmation is being met, and also is a kind of intraday setup that you can come and look for sales opportunity, during the week. Yeah, and now this is a good target. But we want to know if really GBPUSD will be bullish or it will be bearish. But then I can see that it has reached this my good supply zone. Who knows, maybe this is a breakout. That is why my TP is here, so that just in case this is a kind of retracement to continue the buys, I'll be safe with my trade position. Yes, so that is it. So the last trade but not the least is USDCHF. USDCHF added a whole lot of confirmation to the strength of dollar. So this was our trade on USDCHF last week. We projected this, that we're waiting for a breakout. You see, this was the only trade that played like wonderful. Oh my god, you guys, you need to trade with GBOSHE FX. You need to come for the advanced mentorship. So now what happened at this point? This was the breakout we were looking for, the breakout. Then what are we looking for? A retest. This retest. And what happened? This was the point he retested. He reacted. Now you see this, it has already confirmed that this is going down, like what we did here, going down, breakout, retested, and boom, down. And what happened? He reacted here, and finally it came. You see, that's why you see this TP now. It did not hit TP, but you use your head. At this point, you saw this. This was on Thursday that this happened, and now you saw this market start going back. You will not break even. See, this is the psychology of trade. When you see this, you break even here. When you see this, you break even somewhere here. And if you break even here and you were expecting TV, what will happen? Your break even was hit. But just in case you saw this reaction at this point, because you know what, this is a demand zone to some extent, and it's a support zone. That's what it means. So at this point, some of the reaction you get at this point, like this, you're not supposed to be in this trade again. So, but ultimately, the trade was a kind of success. It was a successful one. Yes, it was a successful one. So let's look. One of the things is that when you see this kind of opportunity, so let's look at something now. If you see this, if you saw this trade like this to catch, imagine you took it now. This highs, this level were sure. You have seen this now. If maybe now you now took it at this point, maybe using the 50 minutes during this day, then maybe your SL was here now. Since you had the high already, then you are targeting maybe this low as a structure. This one is to 4, but now this one is to 2.6. So now you would have maximized profit than this, and this is just a flow. This is just a flow. What we do is just a flow. What really happened is what happened during the week, and this is what happened, and this is how we would have taken the trade. So it is good to also pay attention to some of these details as well. So now, without wasting much time, what are we looking for the week? So I'll go ahead and delete this, but I'll leave my levels back so you can see now this support zone has been mitigated, has been tapped in, and now to some extent this trend line has been broken, and now it has been retested. Boom, I'm telling you guys, this market is shooting to the top to this point. Like you can see it is shooting to the top. So now if we want to mark another level, this is the level. So if as soon as we get maybe a little breakout here and then a confirmation at this point, or any retracement, I think it's a good time for us to buy. And in as much if we are buying this, then EURUSD to some extent is likely going to sell, and it just makes much sense that way. And this is how the setup will be like. So this is the cash print for this week, guys. See, it is loaded.
And when you're ready,
it is loaded. We are using this system as an income stream. Yes, taking advantage of the opportunities as they present themselves, and also using it for upscaling our income. It is good and very crucial that you take note of this. Yes, and also let me use this opportunity to present a personal finance bootcamp that is coming up on Tuesday. Yes, on Tuesday, 7:30 West African time. It's a personal finance bootcamp, startup, scaling, and building intentional wealth creation using the financial market as one of those systems and tools. Please, guys, you don't want to miss. It's a free session. I will drop the link in the description. Make sure you use the link and make sure you join and learn from pros. We have several speakers. I'll also attach the flyer maybe at the beginning of this video so that we can get details about the bootcamp. So guys, thank you very much for staying with me to this time. Thank you. It is it is fruitfulness all the way, profit, cash print, and which we need to pay attention to details because that is just the secret to it. Thank you very much for having my time. Thank you for watching this analysis. Just in case you have any thought, you have any observation, do well to check it out in the comment section, and I will be right there to meet with you. Thank you very much. Do have a fruitful week ahead.
Thanks for watching till the end. Your time means a lot. If you found value here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this. And when you're ready to grow with guidance, GBOSHE FX coaching is just one step away.